Hello there guys, Spillabo10,000 here, bringing you my Nintendo Direct post-discussion video. I have had a bit of like a night to sleep on this, sleep on the Direct, think about what I saw, what I didn't see, what I wish I could have seen, and right now, I think it's time to just unpack this Direct and take a look at the games that were announced and just give my thoughts on them now that I've had some time to process this. Now, I'm going to be using the Nintendo.com Nintendo Direct page to cover all the games because they literally have all the headlines and everything kind of lined up, which is really cool. And apparently, the Nintendo Direct's biggest features were Fire Emblem Three Houses and the Dragon Quest XI coming to Nintendo Switch, which is the definitive version of Dragon Quest. So I'm going to start with Dragon Quest because I want to get it out of the way. For those of you that watched my reaction last night, who were watching on Twitch, you may have noticed that I kind of tuned out during the Dragon Quest portion of the Direct. I really wish I could get into the Dragon Quest series. I really wish I could, but when I looked at all the footage for Dragon Quest XI, my only thought was it's Akira Toriyama's designs and I'm kind of sick of them. And it just looks really generic. I mean, they were doing the story overview trailer, and there was the narrator who seemed a little bit bored, and he was going over what the story was, and I'm like, this is like the most cookie cutter story I have ever heard, and it did not grip me. The only thing that I would say made me somewhat interested was the 8-bit mode that it had, where I think you can, play the game in 8-bit, which I think was interesting. I'm probably gonna pick this game up when it releases. Like, I'm gonna give it a go, I'm gonna give it a try, but that doesn't mean I'm necessarily gonna enjoy it. I don't think it is the RPG for me, even though I know it's gonna have a massive audience out there, and I know just how amazing it is that the definitive version of this game is coming to the Nintendo Switch. And you know, for people who like Dragon Quest, this is a brilliant move, and I'm not gonna begrudge a game because I don't like it. Like, if I don't like a game, that's not a problem. There are going to be games out there I don't like, there are gonna be games out there you don't like. As long as some people are happy with what has been announced, then that's pretty much all you can ask for. So I'm going to skip over Dragon Quest for now. Obviously, I have some other things regarding Dragon Quest I want to discuss towards the end of this video, but Fire Emblem Three Houses was the other big featured game from the Direct, and I am sold on this game. It is basically Harry Potter Hogwarts meets Fire Emblem, and I freaking love it. You have three houses. The red house, the blue house, and the yellow house. I don't remember the names, I'm sorry. And I love how all of your traditional, like, Fire Emblem additions like promotions and changing your class and going on missions and stuff is all revolving around this sort of school life. I really like this idea, like, you are a teacher, you aren't just some lord, you aren't just some tactician, you are a teacher and you are teaching this generation of people how to improve and how to progress, and the fact that you can pick a house at the start of the game, I think that's going to add a lot of replay value because you're probably going to have different units depending on the house you pick, and that to me just seems very exciting. And so far, I don't see any dual versions of this game. It seems like this is just going to be one game. Very exciting. I loved all the footage that we saw, except for the shots with the dragon-looking girl with the green hair. That just looked like the frame rate was dying. I don't know what it is about Three Houses, but the anime cutscenes do not have a very good frame rate, at least in the Direct, and I'm hoping that can be ironed out, because you should be able to make the cutscenes fluid. It's on the Switch, after all. But the actual gameplay is everything I've wanted and more, and getting a release date for Three Houses especially is really exciting for me because Fire Emblem is a franchise I absolutely adore, I absolutely love, and I haven't been able to play it recently because all the recent releases were on the 3DS, and my 3DS broke after Awakening, so I haven't been able to play Fates, I haven't been able to play Shadows of the Valentia, so I'm just glad that we are getting a Fire Emblem game on the Switch, and that it's seemingly going more in the direction of maybe, like, I would say Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, than it is going Fire Emblem Fates with all the waifus and stuff, and that just for me is the most exciting part. Also, you can be a boy or a girl. You know, brilliant, glad to see that's back, and I'm just excited to see where this game goes. I like that it hasn't revealed too much of the story yet. Like, we know a very basic part of the story, and some people are like, oh, they didn't show enough. I mean, they're going to show another trailer at E3. This game comes out after E3. Trust me, they're gonna show more at E3. But on top of that, I'm glad they didn't showcase the entire story now, because if they had done that, I would have been very annoyed, because I think Fire Emblem works better when you don't know the full story going in. There are usually a lot of twists, turns, sometimes you get character deaths, all that kind of stuff, and Nintendo has a bad habit of spoiling a lot of things in their games and their trailers, and I'm just glad that Three Houses so far, we only know what we need to know, and that is leaving me very excited. It's definitely a game I'm gonna stream once I get it. I'm just ready for Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now on to the headlines. Super Mario Maker 2. I am very excited for this. I never bought Super Mario Maker for the Wii U because it was during the time where the Wii U was kind of dying. I didn't really think it was worth buying. I couldn't really buy it anyway. And I'm really glad to see Super Mario Maker 2 is on the way. We've got 3D World assets now, and I'm sure there's probably going to be more shown off at E3. I'm just ready for this game. I'm ready to try this out. I'm ready to see how this works. I'm hoping they keep the amiibo functionality, because from what I recall, you can use any amiibo with this game, and you can play as that amiibo. And you know what that means? It means you can play as Joker in Super Mario Maker with the Smash Brothers Joker amiibo. So, like, it's perfect. I never got the chance to play Super Mario Maker, and I really wanted to, and I really like it, like the concept, and I want to make some videos on it, maybe do some streams on it. I'm excited. This is a game that I know I can do some work with, make my own levels. I'm just ready for it. Then we get Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order. Now, I have the first two Marvel Ultimate Alliance games on the PlayStation 2, and while they weren't necessarily the best games in the world, like, they're not the best games in the world, they are fun, especially when you're playing co-op. That's sort of like the goal. You want to play these games co-op, and since this is a 4-player action RPG only on Nintendo Switch, I mean, I'm just hoping there's online co-op play. That way I can just boot it up with some friends who also like Marvel, and we can just fuck around and play it together, maybe do a few streams of it. This is a game that I think isn't gonna, like, blow people away. I don't think people should have massive expectations for it just because it's Marvel, but I think for what it is, it's gonna be really cool. It's like a fun little superhero beat-em-up, and I think people are gonna enjoy it. Box Boy and Box Girl got announced and dated, and I never played this series, but it looks like a really fun puzzle game. It is, like, right up there with, like, the sorts of puzzle games I enjoy. It was giving me Thomas Was Alone vibes in a way, with just how, like, you're using shapes to kind of complete puzzles, and it looks fun. I definitely want to try it out. I think it's going to be really interesting, and I'm interested in trying it out. What's new in the Ultimate Spring Update? Aw, man, Smash Brothers is getting a 3.0 update in the spring. I'm assuming that means when Joker comes out, so I'm going to assume that's probably like late March, and there's going to be new content. Now, I have a few theories on this. First things first, there were two kind of blurred images that we barely got to see, and I don't think we can actually tell what they are just from looking at them in the direct, but I'm gonna make an out there guess. I don't think everyone's gonna think this is what it is. I think one of those images was the World of Light World area. And what it is I think every time they add a new DLC character from the fighter packs, like from a new franchise, they add a little bit of a world on the world map for World of Light. That's my theory, because when you zoom out fully on the World of Light world map, you see there are still, like, foggy areas. What if those foggy areas are just placeholders for actual new locations that they can put there regarding new DLC? I mean, it's, as I said, it's a very out there sort of idea. Aside from that, maybe we could get some new online features. Maybe we'll see the return of some classic mini-games like home run contests. That would be nice. I can't really imagine what else it would be. I also think that come that update, we're gonna get Joker, and we're not gonna get an announcement for our second Smash Brothers character until E3, but I'm gonna make a very big prediction, and I'm gonna say at E3, we're gonna start with the Smash reveal, and we're gonna end with a Smash reveal. I think we're gonna get 2 characters at E3, because it's such a big event, and that's when we can next expect new characters. Now, what I found interesting was we have a lot of Dragon Quest games coming to the Nintendo Switch now, so everyone's thinking, oh, Erdrick, of course, he is gonna be in Smash. But wouldn't you want to announce him during the Direct where you feature Dragon Quest? See, now, I'm a little bit unsure. Maybe it's someone else. Maybe this Brave character is actually going to be revealed at E3, and it might not be Erdrick. It also could be Erdrick, I mean, let's be real. But I am interested to see what happens, and I am excited to see what we get in Ultimate moving forwards. Now, one of the announcements that really got me excited personally was Captain Toad. I was not expecting new DLC for Captain Toad Treasure Tracker in the slightest. I didn't think for a second that when Nintendo mentioned, oh, we're gonna be supporting our games with DLC, including ones that have already released, that Captain Toad was gonna be on that sort of slate. I was shocked, because I covered Captain Toad like 3 weeks ago on a So I Just Finished video. I did a full guide on the game and everything, you should check that out. And now they release, what, 5 new worlds, a whole bunch of new challenges, and it's like, do I need to make a revisiting episode for Captain Toad? Do I need to do an update for that? Oh man! But to be fair, the actual paid DLC doesn't release for a little while. I think you can, download 1 world now, and then the rest of it you have to kind of pay for. I'm just excited that Captain Toad is getting more attention, because this means that Nintendo did not forget this series, and that if it's getting DLC, then they believe that it will sell, and I'm really happy that Captain Toad is getting that attention, because it's such a good game, and getting some new puzzles, and some new worlds, and some new locations, like, I'm gonna cover it. I'm hopefully gonna enjoy it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I am just glad that finally they're making some changes like 2-player co-op and letting Toadette compete in boss battles. Oh my god, how long have we been waiting for that one? I'm just so excited for Captain Toad, and I'm really glad that Nintendo is still supporting this game. And Bloodstained Ritual of the Night then got shown, and everyone has been very excited for this game, right? Like, this is the one that everyone has been really waiting for, everyone was hoping would be good. I'm not gonna lie, and I said this during my direct reaction, I'm not sure how I feel about the character models and the backgrounds. I don't know if their styles necessarily work together. However, the look, I don't think is gonna matter too much, because the gameplay itself is probably going to be top-notch, because this is made by people who know how to make their Metroidvanias, and I'm just excited to see whether this is going to be the game that people wanted it to be, or whether it's gonna taper off and fall into the abyss where it hopefully doesn't belong. I'm excited to see whether it does well, basically, and while I wasn't a big fan of the art direction and the graphical style, you know, some people may like it, and hopefully it does what it does right. So Dragon Quest Builders 2 is coming to the Switch, and I saw lots of different Gokus, because every character is Goku. Goku or Bulma, that's all the characters. That's how Akira Toriyama works. You're either Goku or you're Bulma, and that's just it. I have literally no actual, like, enjoyment with Dragon Quest Builders. I don't have any, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have any attachment, like, I saw it and I just switched off, and I just started making Goku jokes, and like, great for the people that love it, great for the people that enjoyed the first one, great for the people that like these games. I am just not here for it though, so I'm gonna just skip past that one, and if you enjoy it, then that's great. Disney Tsumtsum! What the fuck is this game? I have never heard of a Tsumtsum, but then when I saw what they look like, I'm like, is that what those things are called? And that was interesting. It was definitely interesting. I think Tsumtsum is going to be a very kid-friendly game that the Disney fans are gonna love. It's also gonna be the next world in Kingdom Hearts. No, I'm kidding. It exists. It's great for the Disney fans. I might, like, if I ever see it on sale, and I'm like, I want to see what the I just want to go on like an LSD trip for the day. I might buy Tsumtsum, but I'm probably never going to play that game ever. So we then get DLC for Starlink Battle for Atlas with more Star Fox stuff. We have the rest of Star Wolf. We've got Leon, Pigma, and the other one that I just don't remember because those two are better. Great to see that they're coming in. Great to see that you can now play as the rest of the Star Fox team. That was one of the big complaints that I think a lot of people had with the Nintendo content in Starlink when it first came out. Now you can play as Falco, Peppy, and Slippy. However, I still haven't played the game, so maybe when this update comes out, I'll actually play the game and give it a go, because I bought the special edition because I wanted the R-Wing, and then I just never played the game. I planned to review it, and it just never happened. Maybe I'll do a So I Just Finished on the update, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. Rune Factory 4 Special crops up. I don't know anything about the Rune Factory series, but I know that some of my friends were very excited at the prospect of marrying your waifus, and apparently Rune Factory 5 is coming out, and for people who like the Rune Factory games, good job! Hope you enjoy it, it's great. But what I was really interested in the JRPG category was Oninaki, which is made by the I Am Setsuna people who are really good at making their JRPGs. I still need to play I Am Setsuna and the other game they made as well, but Oninaki looks beautiful. I love the idea that you're slaying monsters, saving souls, wielding their powers. It's like Pokemon, but you're using dead people, and it's great. And I really liked how this game looked. I liked the concept, I liked just everything about it, and this is one that I'm thinking I might pick up and try on my own because it looks fun. Then we get an update for Yoshi's Crafted World, including a demo, which I'm gonna have to play at some point. Catch you on the flip side, guys. I am really excited for Yoshi. Yoshi games, I haven't necessarily been interested in all of them, to be fair. Like, I couldn't get into, like, the Yoshi's Island games, but I really liked Woolly World and what it did. I never played it, but I liked it. I liked what I saw of it. Never bought it on the Wii U, hoping that might come to Switch at some point. But I like the look of Yoshi's Crafted World, and I'm definitely going to play that game. Like, I'm going to play the story, at least. I'll probably play it on Twitch, and hopefully enjoy it. And it just looks fun. I love Yoshi. He's like one of my favorite Nintendo characters. It's great. So, then we get the best game from this entire direct, Tetris 99, and I low-key was literally playing this for like 2 hours before I started recording this because Battle Royale Tetris, where we're dropping on a Tetris board. This is actually a brilliant game. I still don't understand how some of the concepts work, and after playing the game, I do wish that maybe some of the information could have been explained, so I'm gonna wait for someone to inevitably make a YouTube video explaining the best strategies to get the winner-winner Tetris dinner in Tetris 99. But let's be real, Fortnite, PUBG, Apex Legends, look the fuck out, because Last Player Standing, Tetris 99 is coming for you, and I would highly recommend anyone who can play this game play it. If you like Tetris, you're gonna like this game. I have had a lot of fun with it, and once you get used to the controls, it's just really fun. I really, really like it. Dead by Daylight is coming to the Switch. I was very surprised at this, because I feel like Dead by Daylight works best on Steam. Like, great that it's coming to the Switch. I kind of like it on Steam, and I'm hoping that with this release, they're just gonna release all the DLC from Steam, and they're just gonna have it bundled in with the main game, because I don't like the idea of having to, like, pay for the DLC after you've paid for it on Steam already, and that just, I also think the graphics look a little bit shit so far. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it does not look as good as it does on Steam. And to be fair, Dead by Daylight was never the best looking game, but it looks especially weird. Like, especially when you look at the direct footage they picked, it looks a bit janky, and the shading is a bit off, and I just feel like they could do a little bit more to polish it before launch. They've got time, of course, and I'm hoping that it does get polished up a little bit more, and it's good that it's coming to the Switch, but I kind of might just stick to the Steam version. Deltarune is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and what's really interesting about Deltarune is that basically, because Toby has just shown this off on the Nintendo Switch, and he's saying more chapters are in development, in a way, I think we can take this as Toby Fox is actually committing to the Deltarune project. This is a series that is going to happen now. He didn't think he was going to do it, or he wasn't sure he was going to do it when he first released Deltarune, but at this point, it's kind of a case of, yeah, it's happening. Like, we can expect Deltarune in the coming years, and we're all going to be very excited when it happens. I am glad to see that this is on Switch, and the trailer was freaking beautiful. I loved it. Diamond Ex Machina is here, and once again, it's not the sort of game that I would play, but I won't lie, after thinking on it, I might actually give it a shot. Like, clearly the team behind this game are really putting their best foot forward. They want to make this game perfect. I remember seeing it at E3 last year and thinking, what is this? And just seeing the guy with the dark red background just kind of chatting about this game and just saying like what he thought, and I just kind of thought, wow, okay, maybe this is a game I might want to just pick up and maybe give a go. Maybe not necessarily buy it at full price, maybe buy it on a sale, but I definitely want to maybe give it a go at some point. We got racing on the Switch for people that care. I mean, yes, racing. Do you like racing? I don't really have an opinion on racing, but it's cool for those of you that do. But then we get Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. I was not expecting that to come to Switch ever. That was like the last game I was expecting. And now I'm wondering, is it better on the Switch or the PS4? Because I was going to buy the PS4 version, but if it's coming out on Switch, I might want to buy it on the Switch instead. And now I'm like, where do I want to buy it? Because I've got a lot more PS4 games than I've got Switch games, at least physically. And this is a game that I've wanted to play. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I want to give it a go. So I'm glad it's coming to the Switch, and people are going to be able to experience it there. And there are just so many third-party games coming to the Switch, and I freaking love it. It's just so nice. Then we get a nice Sizzle Reel. We get this crazy little Sizzle Reel. We get Mortal Kombat 11, which I think we already knew about. We have Unraveled 2, which is a lovely little puzzle game, but it's developed by EA, so it's kind of like, We also got Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. I don't really care for the Assassin's Creed series, and my first thought was like, oh, isn't that the one that people didn't like? Like, if I recall, people didn't like Assassin's Creed 3, or I might be remembering it wrong, but I don't remember good things about that game, so that was a little bit concerning. But Final Fantasy VII is coming as well. That was announced, and we got a date for that. And we also got a date for Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. The problem, and fucking Final Fantasy IX launched today. That was great. But you know, Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, it's not Pokemon Mystery Dungeons. Like, can we just get Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, please? I'm begging you. So we get through that Sizzle Reel, and then everyone's wondering, what are they going to end this direct with? Is it going to be a Smash reveal? Is it going to be a brand new game? Is it going to be Animal Crossing? No. It's one of the games that Platinum Games have been developing that we heard rumors about that was going to get released this year that wasn't Bayonetta 3, Astral Chain. And looking at it, it is giving me like Cyberpunk, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 graphical style, but Platinum Games battle realness. It's made by, obviously, Platinum Games, and it's overseen by people who worked on Nier Automata, and people who have worked on, just in Platinum Games in general, and that makes me very excited for Astral Chain. Like, it is looking to be a great game. I love the aesthetic. I love that you're kind of like this police officer, and it's kind of a little bit more anime than maybe they're like Bayonettas or their Nier Automatas. Like, it is very much more of like a, not a chibi art style, but it's more of like the Xenoblade 2 art style, and I think that works better for Nintendo. And, oh my god, I'm ready for this. Like, and that's coming out this year. That's coming out this year. We're gonna see more of it at E3, no doubt. And I'm just ready for that. But then, the real best announcement of the Direct, they saved it until last. We heard rumors that a 2D Zelda was coming to the Nintendo Switch. And literally, on my predictions video, I said, I'm excited, I want it to be in the style of a traditional Zelda, and I'm really hoping for a Link's Awakening remake, but I didn't think it was going to happen in a million years, and then it happened! And oh, I saw the anime waves, and it took me until I saw just the flash of green of Link, and then it just clicked. It clicked, I realized we got that beautiful segment where the thunder comes down and hits Link's bow, and I am hoping that that is actually just the opening cutscene of the game, and that is actually like what they use to showcase the shipwreck at the start of the game, because that was beautiful. And then the art style. So anyone who watched my reaction, they saw me kind of like freeze for like a split second when I saw that art style, because it wasn't what I was expecting, and I was trying to process in that moment, do I like this? Do I hate this? Oh god, okay. And after thinking about it, I fucking love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is perfect for Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening is one of the weirdest games in the Zelda franchise. You've got Mario characters, you've got people who turn into raccoons by eating mushrooms. Your whole thing is that you're waking the windfish and you're killing nightmares, and I just love that rather than go with like a traditional kind of Zelda look, they have gone with this more, I guess, it looked a bit kind of like toy, a very like kind of toy plasticky look, and I actually really like that for Link's Awakening, and the fact that they kept it top down as well was just really exciting for me, and I love Link's Awakening. It's my second favorite Zelda game, possibly third favorite. I really haven't decided where Breath of the Wild falls in that, but it is my favorite 2D Zelda game. It's got some of my favorite music and some of my favorite memories because it was my first Zelda game I ever played, and I just absolutely adore the world of Koholint. It's a brilliant place, and I'm so genuinely happy that we are going to be revisiting Koholint, that we are going to be seeing it in a new light, that people who never got the chance to play this classic, because this was a game that was released in 1993 on the original Game Boy, and it had so much content and so much to do, and I'm excited to see whether they're going to add any new things to this version, if they're going to hopefully make some of the dungeons a bit easier to traverse. I mean, the final dungeon in that game, there were so many bombable walls that you didn't notice were bombable because they didn't actually look bombable. It was very confusing, and I'm hoping that they do give a little bit more, like, clear guidance on where you need to go and what you need to do, because some of those dungeons got very confusing, man. But I am so excited, and I was going to cover Link's Awakening the other week in my So I Just Finished series, and I'm so glad I didn't, because now I get to cover the remake instead, and I'm ready for this. I'm so ready. So, we didn't get everything we wanted in this Nintendo Direct, however. A lot of people wanted to see news on Bayonetta 3, and instead we got them saying, hey, Platinum's working on it, but it'll probably be coming out in like 2020. I'd say wait until then. We didn't get anything on Animal Crossing, nothing on Pokemon, and you know what? I, in hindsight, am not surprised. E3 needs to have something big, and I think Pokemon is going to get revealed very soon. Like, Pokemon Company does their own weird shenanigans, and I don't really agree with them kind of like revealing it all on their own, but at the same time, it's like, you know what, that's fine. They do what they want to do. And Animal Crossing, seeing as this Direct really focused on basically a majority of the games that were for early 2019 to like the end of summer, that's basically confirming Animal Crossing is going to be a winter game this year, and I'm just excited. I mean, there weren't even any delays to the 2019 games we know about already, so I'm just excited for what's going to be coming in E3, and I think y'all can be excited as well, because this is going to be a very good year for Nintendo. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tomorrow, I'm going to be releasing a special video because there is some news about the lovely game Hollow Knight that got revealed, and I didn't want to put it in this video, but it definitely deserves its own video, so take a look out for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.